speaking to DeMaurice Smith, did you sense that he is what, angry, upset over Ezekiel Elliott's the handling of this case, or what the league said about the Players Association this week?
Well, I think that, certainly I think the accusation that the league made was a serious one. I mean, they're saying that they're victim shaming in a domestic violence case. I mean, look, if that's not true, it's a pretty crappy thing to do. If it is true, then it is what it is. The relation, I mean, like you watch the way that D has kind of handled this stuff more recently, and you can see that there is major distrust there. And he said during the interview, like, I like Roger, but like you can tell that they don't trust each other. And his problem was, again, with the process and how the Zeke investigation took as long as it did, that it took over a year, and that they feel like they're kind of making up the rules as they go. And I think the issue here, I mean, look, I think the Cowboys, the league, I think everyone would agree that Zeke needed a wake-up call, right? I think the problem with it is that it was under the heading of domestic violence, and the question was whether or not they really got him on that particular case. And in sending a message to the player, it came under that heading. And look, if Zeke was guilty of what they're claiming he's guilty of, and he's now lying about it, he deserves more than 6 games, right? But if he didn't do it, and this is just a way of sending a wake-up call, that's a scarlet letter that he's going to have to wear. That's going to be very difficult to find it's going to be difficult to get out from underneath that label for him.
Last question on this is, what is Jerry thinking? What's he going to do? Is he going to sue the league? Because he hasn't said a word, and even said 4 different times when asked for a word when he was speaking publicly last, hey, I'm not prepared to talk about this yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to sue the league. I mean, I think some of it is grandstanding to some degree. And what I always say, I know Peter wrote earlier in the week that, like now he's crossed Kraft and he crossed Jones and he crossed. I mean, like there's been a lot of these where powerful owners have been in the crosshairs of Rodgers' discipline. I always just look back to why each commissioner was in place in the first place, right? Like, go back to Pete Rozelle. It was about promoting the game, so they hire a PR guy. Paul Tagliabue, it was during the 80s when there were all the labor problems, so he hired a lawyer. Roger Goodell was hired at a time when the league wanted to grow and had to find new ways to grow the revenue. I think until Roger fails to do what he was hired to do, he's fine. They may get annoyed. They may get angry. They may be furious, like Jerry was. But I don't think until that money train stops rolling,
right,
I don't think he's truly in trouble.
And people, I guess, it gets lost amongst all the disciplinary actions that the commissioner has taken, that he's kind of the first CEO commissioner of a major sports league this country has seen.
Right.
And when he got in there, it was when Adam Jones had the Vegas incident.
Right.
And Chris Henry of Cincinnati had his incident. And he came in, and first thing he had to do was deal with that. And now he's been the disciplined law and order commissioner ever since.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, download our app. Please, just if it's a memory thing, just delete other apps. You don't need those apps. This app, the Rich Eisen Show app, you need that.